Hi, I'm Isabel from Germany and I'm going to show you today how I got my visa for the United States approved within 2 months. Alright, first little disclaimer, this exact method that I was using only works if the visa applicant is married to a US citizen that is 18 years or older and that is a service member of the US military. In case the US citizen is not a service member of the US military, no worries, you're still going to find guidance in my video, just unfortunately you won't be able to get your visa approved that quick. I think it's gonna take around 1 year. I think that's how long it took for my friends at least. In case you're not married yet, no worries. We were not married either when we knew we wanted to apply for my visa. You basically gonna have 3 options on how to proceed there. All right, option number 1 for couples that are not married yet is the K1 visa. This one is actually perfect for couples where the visa applicant is somewhere overseas and the sponsor, so the permanent resident or US citizen, is living in the United States, so you're basically separated at this moment. Plus, the sponsor doesn't necessarily have to be a member of the US military. The K1 visa is a visa that you apply to while being overseas, and once you get that visa approved, which takes approximately like 10 to 12 months, you travel to your partner to the United States and you will have a 90 days time frame in which you will have to get legally married. And once you got married and you have your visa approved, you can go ahead and apply for permanent residency or the green card. Then option number 2, in case you want to get married before applying for your visa, is to get married over a proxy. This method is actually perfect for couples that are location-wise separated or overseas. And so basically you will get married over the internet and somebody else in the US represents you in the courthouse. Just be aware this method does not work in all states in the US, so do your research if you decide on this method. All right, option number 3 you're having in case you want to get married before applying for your visa is to get married in that place where you are right now, in case you're both together there. It's actually what me and my husband did. Just make sure that you will have in the end a marriage certificate that is internationally approved and in the English language. So we decided for that method since I didn't want to wait for a fiancé visa and I wanted something more romantic. Another plus that you will have if the partner of the visa applicant is a service member of the US military and you get a visa approved while being overseas is that the military takes over your travel fees while traveling to the US. Plus, you will have a health insurance when you arrive in the US, which is a huge advantage. We got married in Denmark. Denmark is perfect for international couples. Plus, the waiting times in the courthouse are shorter than in German courthouses. Another option that might come to your head on getting married in the fastest way possible is to get married on a tourist visa. And yes, that perfectly allows you to get to the United States in a very quick way, but it's not a smart decision because if you later on apply for that permanent residency, you might get denied with that because they will see that you misused the tourist visa, because there's a reason why there's other visas in order to move to your partner to the United States. So just don't do that. All right, then to the next question, what visa will I actually have to apply for? If you're married for 2 years or more, you can go ahead and apply for the IR1 visa, the immediate relative visa, which gives you the advantage that once you're all settled in the United States and you got your green card, so your permanent residency, you only have to renew that every 10 years. In case you're married for less than 2 years, like me and my husband, you will have to go with the CR1 conditional relative visa, which has the disadvantage that once you arrive in the United States and you grant your green card, you will have to renew for once that green card after 2 years again. And then once that's done, you also have that 10-year valid green card. So since that's all said, we all know what visa to apply for. Let's go to the question, how will I actually apply for that visa? And that's probably the most important step of that video. It's the form of the I-130 and the I-130A. For those visa applicants that have a partner spouse that is in the US military, please don't file the form online on the USCIS website, but print out the PDF and fill it out and send it together with all the required documents like birth certificate, passport copies, marriage certificate, and the $535 filing fee. I don't know if that's still the recent amount, rather check on that again, and mail that to the official address of the US consulate. I will probably blend in a link somewhere here or in the comments below. And on that website, you scroll down to I-130 filing information, and there you will find the address that you can send that to. That's very important because otherwise you will not be able to get your visa approved in that short time frame. It will just take as long as everybody else's visa. Please keep in mind that this exact method is only accessible for active duty members and their spouses, and nobody else. So if you will just send a mail there but you are not eligible to do that, you will not have a faster processing time. So once you send it I-130, they say it might take up to 100 days. For me, it actually took only 14 days, so it really went super quick. Then for all those couples where the sponsor of the visa applicant is not an active duty member of the military, you're just gonna go ahead and go to the USCIS online website and apply for your visa over their online form. And then once your I-130 and I-130A is approved from them, they will reach back to you over email again. Then once the American consulate approves your I-130 and I-130A form, they will reach back to you over an email and writing you congratulations, your forms have been approved, and give you further instructions on how to proceed. You will have to file other forms, which will be DS-261, just a clarification of how to communicate with them. Then the DS-260, then you also have to, I think you have to send the tax forms from your sponsor, and from the latest years, you will have to send an affidavit of support from your sponsor that he or she can financially support you once you're in the United States. And there's another filing fee which you can actually pay while you have your interview appointment later on in the consulate. And once you send in all those other forms, you're gonna have a processing time of, I think for me it took just a couple of days again. And then they will email you again that also those forms have been approved, everything's good. And then you're actually good to schedule your interview appointment on the consulate and also your medical examination. Then in that email, you will find a link on how to schedule your appointment for your medical examination, which you will need for your visa application, just to see what diseases you have, what's your health condition, stuff like that. There's also only going to be a few doctors that are certified for that, so you cannot just go to any regular doctor. Plus, your health insurance will not cover the cost for that medical examination. I think it's going to be around $500. And then once you schedule the appointment for the medical examination, you can also schedule your appointment for the visa interview at the consulate. You don't have to have had your medical examination before the interview, but you have to have an appointment scheduled at least before you go to that interview, if that makes sense now. Then once you're scheduled your appointments for those two things, you will receive another email with how to proceed on your interview day in the consulate. You will have to bring a few documents, and very important, you cannot bring your phone, so just leave it in a car or leave it at home or something, but don't go there with your phone because they will not have a locker or something where you can storage it. And then once you're done with those two appointments, like the medical examination and your consulate interview, the doctor will automatically send your health results to the consulate, and then they will process your visa and your passport and send that either to your address at home or to the drop-off, the pickup point that you gave them. So once you receive that passport with the visa stamp inside, congrats, you made it. You're now good to travel to the US. And also you will have a I-551 stamp in that passport with that visa, and that gives you the allowance to also work in the US. because you will not have the green card, which is your permanent residency once you arrive in the States. It's gonna take a couple of months. For me, it actually also took a couple of months, so I just got it lately actually. One thing that the I-551 stamp does actually not work for is to get your driver license. For that, you will need your social security number. And for your social security number, you will need your green card. At least in the state that I'm in South Carolina. Different states have different conditions here. So make your research on that. Yeah, but if you have any other questions to the things I said or to anything else in that process, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'm trying to help you as good as I can. But also please be aware of the fact that all those informations I gave you are just based on my experience. And it's always necessary that you do your own research, as things might change, conditions might be different. I thank you for watching that video, and I hope to be able to help you.